Right, our final film that we're going to be talking about today is Petite Maman. It is about 10 minutes until the show is over. We're 10 minutes to 10. We will quickly talk about this and then play a song from the film, and we'll leave you with that. And that'll be our show for the day. Right, Petite Maman, directed by Celine Sciamma. Now, if that's a name you recognize, that is because she was the director of 2 years ago's 2019's absolutely stunningly gorgeous film, Portrait of a Lady on Fire.
I think it might be the best film of that year.
Probably the best film of that year.
Yeah.
I still put it above Parasite.
Yes,
Parasite,
so do I.
Parasite's great, but oh boy, was Portrait of a Lady on Fire something else.
Yeah.
If you loved that film, you'll love this film. For different reasons. But having seen Petite Maman now, after having seen Portrait of a Lady on Fire, nothing else of Celine's work, I am desperate to go back and see more.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Her style and the way that she makes a film is what people would maybe consider dry, but I consider it mature.
Mm-hmm.
It gives you a chance to really take in every inch of the screen. They don't try and force you to feel emotions at all. They give you enough time, they give you enough energy, and the films that she makes are just shot so beautifully. She has such a way of framing scenes.
Yes.
And I know that sounds oddly specific, but it's true. Shots are very static. Characters walk into shots. Cameras don't follow characters walking into shots. Cameras are very static. They're set up. They're almost symmetrical in a way, but sometimes not. They use the 3-point plan, the grid section very, very well. Objects are within probably 2 points of a grid at one time. And other parts of the scene are coloured very nicely. She has a very monotone and quite, I get people would say maybe drab color tone, but usually for her characters we'll use brighter colors, so they stand out more in accordance to the backdrop. Her visual style is what stands out the most of this film,
and
but
it's absolutely beautiful.
It's bloody gorgeous.
Yeah.
It's absolutely stunning to watch. Not only that, but this film is generally lovely.
Yeah.
This is a lovely film.
There's not one harsh thing that I can think saying about the film.
There's not a bad thing about it. It's not perfect, of course. No film is perfect, but it is, oh man, bloody lovely.
Yes.
So you have Josephine Sanz and Gabrielle Sanz who play Nelly and Marion. Me and Ryan were sitting guessing if it's the same actress playing the same two different characters, but no, I believe they're twins.
Yes.
And then of course you have, I say of course as if you know these people, but they're French actors and actresses, so they're not exactly within our pop culture, but you have Nina Mercier who plays La Mère, or the mother, and you have Stéphane Verpen as Le Père, or father. It's a very, very simple film, very short, 72 minutes, just over an hour.
But that's it, it never, it uses that time to its absolute fullest effect.
It does.
There is not one moment wasted in this film, and honestly, the best thing that you can take away from this is that Celine is like, right, okay, I only need that amount of time to tell the story. Yeah. I am not going to pad it out with anything unnecessary. Mm-hmm. Here you go, 72 minutes. And it's perfect. It's
another one of those films where you can go in knowing very little about it and still really enjoy yourself. The gist of the story is that Nelly's grandmother recently dies, and so her mum and her dad are going to their grandmother's old house to clear it out of all their old belongings. And while they're staying there, Nelly begins to explore the forest and makes a friend.
Yes.
And that's pretty much all I want to tell you.
That's it, yeah.
There's not much else that I want to explain to you about the film or give away. The film doesn't exactly hold on to its secrets for long. It gives you the gist of what's going on pretty much within the first 20 minutes, and then for the rest of the film you're just enjoying yourself.
It's very tender with its subjects as well.
I put quaint is one of the words that I would use to describe it.
The fact that it deals with the likes of grief and the likes of moving on and death of a loved one. These are hard-hitting subjects, but this is a film. It's a universal rated film, and it deals with those subjects in such a refreshingly, just nice way. Mm-hmm. It's something that you could show to a child, and it just it's so nice. That's the only word I can think about. It's
really nice. It's just a really, really lovely, heartwarming, feel-good film. There's a lot of really nice parts about this that I appreciate. The camera angle pretty much at all times is down to the eyes of the children. Mm-hmm. So you were seeing this film from a child's perspective, which is lovely to see and a nice little touch. the house that they're in is very deliberately placed. There's very deliberate things that they say that aren't too obvious until you realize later on. Scene transitions. I never thought
beautiful.
scene transitions would ever become a thing that I wanted to talk about unless it was either Star Wars or Spider-Man 2. But the scene transitions in this film are so nice.
Quite magical.
They are
even.
magical. They are whimsical. They play around with the camera. They play around with the characters, and things happen so well, and they're done so well. There's lovely one takes in this film as well. The child actors, Josephine and Gabrielle Sanz, they're equally fantastic.
Outstanding
Both of them are
performances.
brilliant in this film.
Especially considering these kids are very young.
They're 8.
Yeah, they're
Or at
very
least
young.
the characters in the film are 8.
And like they're given very mature performances.
They are.
To that regard.
There's very heartwarming and fun scenes with them that are very funny to watch. There's like, you see them acting out scenes with each other. It's just cute and adorable, and it's such a lovely film. And really, if you want something to feel good about, it's worth your time completely.
And coming off of Portrait of a Lady on Fire, I'm not going to compare the films because they're completely different, and they're both really, really good. Watch both films if you have not yet seen Portrait of a Lady on Fire or Petite Maman. But it's the fact that Celine could go from Portrait of a Lady on Fire, which is a very, very
raunchy.
I would say, not even raunchy, I would say a very intense love story.
Yeah.
You feel the tension every single scene in that. And I would say that this is also a love story, but a love story between friends that is unadulterated. It's pure.
It is.
And it really makes me excited for Celine Sciamma's future in filmmaking. Yes, I think with these two films, it's such a brilliant voice that has been brought to French cinema.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really appreciate it. I'm glad that we're able to see these films in the West as well.
Yes.
Well, I say in the West, but see them more in the mainstream. So we saw this in Cineworld, which goes to show that these are becoming more mainstream.